start. There we go. Picking up everything now. Good. Okay. So, as we left off, we shall now return to our heroes, huddled together deep within the cave network of Mokk caverns. You see the light around you, this bioluminescent light coming off the slime trails, dimly illuminate the scene before you all. Let me reload the map where we last left off. There we go. You all get a chance to catch your breaths, inhaling the stale air and briny smell of lichen, as the last of the caustic oozes you have beaten crawl away back to the shadows. Jungo, in your hand, is a small trinket of intricately woven gold and bronze shaped into a sphere. This nest charm feels warm to the touch, as if charged with a faint source of magic, and is surprisingly intact despite spending some time inside a shifting slime's gut. On your shoulder, wiggles, gives off a wobbly sound like a series of popping air bubbles. And at your feet is Pavo, Rod, covered in mucus, but although a bit ruffled, still breathing. How do you guys proceed from here?
I'm gonna put Ravel Bug in my barrel. What? I'm gonna put Pavel Rudd into my barrel, and then that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Can I check up on the warrior that we saved?
Sure. The energetic young exile dressed in her scholarly robes approaches along with Rollo. You see she has an excited, beaming expression on her face, the light of her torch glinting in her eyes as she speaks. Thank you for saving me. It was silly of me to have ventured alone. Despite the slime's adorable appearance, it seems that the natural predators of Mokk Field are more agitated than usual. At least as of late. One moment I was collecting samples for my research, and the next, welcome flash shifter was upon me. Again, thanks a lot for coming at the nick of time.
No problem.
The name's Kenna. Kenna Brightspark. At your service. It was good that you showed up when you did, actually. I could use your help. I can go back to the Reach, but I would hate to return empty-handed. I've come so far, risked so much. Please. As she speaks to you, you can already see her like rummaging in her backpack. The clink of several glass vials can be heard from her bag. This chamber and the one beyond contain subterranean specimens, vital for my research and dissertation. I'm researching fungi of Humblewood, you see. And here, in the cold dark, they thrive, feeding on filth and spreading their spores drift. I've seen large specimens spread to create vast subterranean forests in which countless creatures can thrive and feed. And I want to study this phenomenon, if you will. There's no telling the number of uses I can find from such specimen. What say you? Will you aid me before my return back to the Reach?
I can help with that. Jungle can help.
I suppose we could
If anyone else wants to say it.
rest up here for a quick hour, should you need to. I could get my things in order, and you could see to those wounds of yours.
Of course. Can Lorian see?
No. I'm waiting.
Neves is up
Nah.
to you when you enter, and in what fashion.
Are you in the barrel?
Looking in the barrel the whole time.
No. So after all the heavy work has been done, as much as I can tell, you see Nevet's coming from the west side. And he has like a few leaves in his hand that he's like hurriedly putting into his pouch. And he like looks over, he sees you guys, he's like, friends, wait, hey,
Who the fuck is Trent?
so nice to...
What?
Who the fuck is Trent?
I'm right here. What are you saying?
He's calling you by name. I'm just laughing.
I said friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, also you said friend, dude.
Fair.
He comes over like, hey, I was just collecting some herbs and stuff.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You guys look like you were fighting. What happened?
You just see Pavel Rudd like ass out of the barrel. Just upside down ass out. He got hurt. Big slime ate him. He just needs rest.
A slime? What kind of slime?
Big.
Yeah, of the shifting variety, they come in all sorts of forms. Sticky, caustic. This one seems to have done a number on you, friend. Yeah, yep.
Big.
Oh, Levitz will go over to where the remains of this slime is and like put some in a few vials.
Sure. Kenna hands you a few vials if you need any, unless you already have some on yourself, and you can scrape up some of that remnant. It is bioluminescent, seems to retain its own source of light for quite some time after you pick it up.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of it smears on your feathers, but nothing you can get off later.
You hope.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. And what are you here to study? Are you here for the same research from the avium? Same department? I haven't seen you around the college, says Kina.
No, I'm not in any college, Levitz says, with like a shy smile.
No, we can always take new students in. Nobody's too young for the avium.
Really? No, it's too young.
As long as you get the talent to show it, we always take in almost anybody who has the curiosity and ambition to become a great explorer of the arcane and beyond.
I will consider it. Thank you.
And do you know how to get out of here? The way that we came is a bit precarious.
Well, luckily for you, the system of caverns is widespread and ever-spreading at that. There is a tunnel over yonder, she points toward the east, that will lead us out. This is the way that I came in, actually. I just need to collect a few samples here, and once we're done here, perhaps on the way there, I can finish my collection, and I will lead you out. I will just need a safe escort, is all. I'm not sure if I can make it as safely out as I have in all by myself.
Yeah. We just gotta wait an hour.
Let me help you put Pablo in your barrel.
Okay. Yeah.
Mind carrying Pablo in your barrel while he gets better?
I don't mind it when Chungo don't mind it when walking around. Chungo don't mind now.
It is really up to you guys if you want to take half an hour to an hour to short rest and spend those hit die if you need them. For those
What's
of
wrong
you-
with Pablo? He got knocked out?
He got eaten by the slime and almost died.
He got swallowed by slime.
I think he got like 2 of the 3 death saves.
Yep.
The rogue.
They managed to
Add
stabilize
to
him,
my
but
inventory.
you know, it was a tough fight.
Pavel Rudd.
One Papa Run.
There we go. So, take half an hour to an hour.
Yeah.
What you guys
You can roll as many hit dice as you need to. I don't know why most of you are full health, but you know what? I'm not gonna look into that.
I wasn't attacked.
Before I rest,
Uh-huh.
use the second one.
Fair.
Can I explore around the cave?
Yeah,
See
you
what
are
I
free
can
to move
find
around.
besides-
Are you looking for anything specific?
Maybe like any like healing items, or moss or lichen, whatever you want to go with.
As the rest of your
medicinal
party
herbs.
rests up, Kina can give you a hand with finding any kind of medicinal lichen growing in this environment. There's an abundance of all sorts of growth along the walls. If you don't mind, just give me like a nature roll to see how lucky you get with that.
Can I look around as well?
With a 20, you and Kina managed to find a patch of bioluminescent lichen that she says has a special property. When placed upon a bruise or a cut, the lichen feeds upon that tissue and in return heals living tissue before kind of flaking off and continuing its growth on the cave floor or wherever you might plant it. This can function as a 1d4 healing item. One use. A fuzzy grayish color that upon feeding turns bright blue and flakes off.
Added to the pack.
How many of those are there?
One.
Never know what to do with weight, so I always. So this is 0.
I don't really care about the encumbrance in this campaign. We're just
I'm literally
operating.
carrying a guy in my-
We're operating within like realities. Like Chungo is buff boy and he can carry a lot of stuff, but he can't carry the entire party on his shoulders.
So I end up carrying half the party,
Right. With consequence.
which is fine because I said I'm carrying a barrel. So
Looking around, scouting around cave some more, you find 2 other passages except the one you caved in behind you. The passage to the north seems to end very early with a thick, opulent gas blocking your way. It's very hard and painful to breathe as you venture forth, and you're forced to turn around unless you can find a way to pass that gas. Over to the east, where Kenna mentioned, the path forks 2 ways. You didn't venture too far, but you did see that one path seems to glow this soft magenta color, and you can hear the very gentle, distant sound of water splashing around. And another tunnel leads off into darkness with specks of like amber light shimmering and blinking in and out of darkness. Now and then.
is there any moss in the fog?
Moss?
Yeah.
Lichen lines the walls. Lichen and other mushroom growth lines the walls throughout the entire cavern. There doesn't seem to be any difference between the species of the mushrooms as it transitions to that gas section of the cave, and they don't seem to be the origin of this gas per se. If anything, they seem to be thriving off it.
Do you think they can be breathed through? Pseudo gas mask style?
You can try. Kina kind of scratches her chin and goes, I've never tried that, never risked it so far. I usually stay away from those sections of the cave. I just venture where I can see, preferably. Unlike most of you, I don't have the ability to see at night or in darkness, and rely on my limited supply of torches. Speaking of which, I think I only have 2 or 3 left.
Oh no. It's like 24 hours. That's what I forget how long they last.
They actually last like an hour. They're surprisingly
Yeah.
short-lived. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 hours, dude. Short-lived? What?
A torch lasting an hour is pretty short-lived in my standards.
That's 1 hour, dude.
Clearly, we haven't had campaigns where we traveled a lot.
Clearly, we haven't had a campaign where we used a torch because fuck torches.
Yeah, right? Oh wow, we played a gothic campaign which is all about darkness and vampires. What are torches?
Half
Pretty sure
of
we all
us
had dark vision, right?
Dark vision. Even Greg did. He was a kid with dark vision.
Unless Hunter's otherwise healed, he wakes up with 1 HP to his name.
You heal up with 1 HP. You are stuck with your ass end out of my barrel.
What's going on out there? Huh? Where are
Pablo's
my
awake.
pants? Chungo,
I pull
where's
him
my
out.
weed?
I grab his belt and I pull him up. And I put him on his feet. You're awake?
This is very dramatic music for a pantless hawk going on his feet. Just hands on his hips. Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, I'm alright, guys. Got my feet.
We were going to help Doctor.
Oh, please, I didn't get my dissertation just yet. Fun hunter.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I will read that.
Rollo, did you want to do anything else on your short rest?
No.
Remember that your features, if you have any that require short rest, are restarted.
That's why I used my thing. I don't have to roll 8 dice.
Right. Whenever you're ready, Kina just sort of maneuvers over to the entrance of the cave she mentioned, the way out of this cavern, and I would prefer not to take the lead, if you don't mind. I'm not quite the first line of defense, if you know. I'm not even armed.
Chungo, go.
Thank you. I must say, that's quite a specimen you have on your shoulder. It's,
Wiggles.
Sign. Wiggles. It's a lovely name, yes.
I slap my belly and wiggle.
Wiggles back.
Yes.
Yes. The path ahead forks entwined. The path to your left glows a faint magenta, and you can hear the sound of sloshing water further in. The path to your other side stretches into darkness, and the sound of leathery wings, high-pitched squeaks, and the glint of amber light emits from further within. You can feel gusts of heat radiate from that direction.
They have morphed. They have unmorphed.
Oh my god, it's an amber bean.
I believe
Excuse
so. You have to speak into the mic.
Okay. Are we there? Are we like
You're where you are.
and then right above us?
It's listen to what I'm saying. The path before you split into two ways. You're here.
Jungle like that color. Jungle could see something over there. It's glowing.
Where shall we go?
Hello? Can you describe what you see?
Jungle can see. Let me zoom in.
Shitty.
With my
With
vision.
Chungo Eye. With Chungo Eye, Chungo can see dancing lights.
Dancing lights. Can you tell us anything about the difference between the yellow path and the pink path?
Dancing
Path
lights
has
are
better
the
color.
snow, or
The
No,
magenta
like
color
just lights dancing.
path glows a faint magenta, and you can hear the sound of sloshing water. There is movement in the dark, but you're not sure what it is. From the other side, the kind of orangey ambery color with the specks of light in the distance, you can hear the sound of leathery wings as well as high-pitched squeaks, and again, like almost like a coal glow in the distance. Gusts of heat can be felt radiating from this direction.
I'll look to. Where's her name?
Kina?
Kina, and point at each path.
Well, personally, I'm all for exploration. There is no wrong path in my profession.
Which path did you need to go down?
I don't quite remember. I got turned around. I'm sorry. I do remember.
Hey, there does Tom, can I make out with whatever these are?
You can make out what you can make out. Literally, what you
Well,
see on the map is what you can make
Okay,
out.
that looks like a bat. And
That looks
that
like
looks like a
tentacles.
writhing mass of tentacles.
It's a rope. I'm literally just calling it that because that's all I know.
I think we should go down the yellow path, cause
Chungo like
Well-
this color.
my old bones don't like tentacles.
I have an
Jungle
idea,
Leopard.
says Kina. Split the party. It always works.
You know, you might be a scientist, but you're really.
That's a great idea. That sounds so exciting.
Right?
Can
It's
we
so
keep-
efficient.
Please,
You achieve two
please,
things at
please.
once, and there's absolutely no risk to it.
That sounds like
Chungo
so,
agrees. Chungo going down color path.
that sounds like so much fun.
Chungo chooses
Please,
the magenta
please,
path.
please.
Nevitz, I need you. Come, my child.
Rolo, do you want to come with me? And then Nevitz, you can go with Chungo.
No,
Go.
Nevitz, no.
I will just remain here, and I will follow the path that does not have screams emanating from it.
Okay, I'll join.
Bye, Chungo.
Wait, no, Chungo's going alone?
Chungo like purple color. Chungo got small little creature and also Nevitz.
I got it.
Bravo, you're going to come with us? I thought you were in the barrel.
No, he got out of the
Oh,
barrel.
I
wait.
know, I grew.
How you got out of the barrel?
Can I borrow his torch before going?
Can I leave you in the darkness?
Yo, Lorian, are you also in a mostly empty room because you're moving?
What?
You sound like you're
Oh,
in an
echo.
empty room.
Oh, yeah, I'm mostly in an empty room right now, yeah.
Same.
Hold on, let
Chungo
me...
needs someone smarter than Chungo.
What's the name? Nevitz?
Chungo's self-aware. That's terrifying.
Nevitz, she hands you a torch, and I think it's in your control now.
Thank you.
Is it?
Oh, there it goes. Bye.
Well,
you
Nevitz,
yeeted the torch off the map.
Where did it go?
You threw it into a puddle.
I'm gonna actually go with
Oh, Rolo, let's move forward.
No, I'm gonna go with Chungo.
I decide because I'm going with majority party here for description first.
Oh, I'm gonna go join with Chungo because I'm curious as to why.
Literally just went here because there's colors. Alright.
Alright, Chungo, Nevitz, and Rolo and Wiggles. As you proceed down the magenta path, the glow intensifies until you reach the source.
Does it smell good?
No.
It
Spawned.
smelled bad.
Yes, it smells like death. Spawned within
Yeah.
organic matter and sloshing muck. Several purplish fungi thrive within this chamber, using root-like feelers growing from their bases to creep across the cavern floor. You see 4 stalks protruding from each of their central masses, and these stalks kind of flash out at your approach. Several corpses of bats lie at your feet, rotten and festering, with these budding, sprouting bodies blooming from their insides. Beyond
Chungo found mushrooms.
Yep.
I
Beyond
yelled
these
that back
mush-
at him.
Yep. Go ahead.
Chungo found mushrooms. I yelled back at the Koza kind of.
Nice.
The rest of the
Well, not
party
yell
hears.
back. I just. Sorry. What?
With party not replying, Kina just follows your suit and close behind, looks at a few specimens and she says, purple fungi myconoids. Very rare in these parts, actually. Do be careful. They are aggressive, but a sample would be great. I would love to study them up close back in my research lab.
Does she need them alive?
I don't need more than a vial full. Just a
Chungo
little-
points
little
at the
clump.
dead bat and the purple stuff coming out of the dead bat. That do?
I suppose. I would have loved to have a more centric from source sample, if you know what I mean. But this will do for sloppy seconds, I suppose.
Gross.
You.
Of course, all it takes is
Ew.
for you to get it for me, because there's no way I'm stepping anywhere near that fungi myself. Look, it's just right there. Right there. Nothing's gonna happen if you just reach for it.
I can get it, Nevitz says, and he'll cast Mage Hand to bring it towards him.
Okay, you can cheat.
Fuck, Tom, deal with it, man.
Okay, you can cheat.
As you pick it up with your mage hand, the several protrusions lashing out from the fungi grab onto one wing as your hand grabs to another wing, and with a you hear the rap corpse split in half as you get half a bat The other
Does it
half
still
just
have the
gets
mushroom fungus on it?
yeah. The other half just slowly gets dragged by the lash into the central body and gets absorbs into it, and you hear a very disgusting moist sound as it begins digesting it.
Lovely.
You have half a fungusy bat.
I
Yeah.
the
The
Hold my
hand.
hands up to not touch the bat.
Well, the mage hand sort of just hovers over in front of him. So it just hovers in front of him. I don't remember his
I would like
name.
to imagine that mage hand holds the bat with like the index and
Pinky
thumb.
finger.
Yeah, then if pinky finger lifted up like ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ah, fine specimen. Ooh, look, this one still has its eyeballs. Oh, nope, 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 all dried out. Nope, no. Still use it though, I suppose.
Gross.
It's science. There's something gross about science. As you guys are having a blast over there, I'm going to describe what Ashling and Pavo see. As you proceed further down your part of the cavern, you hear the sound of ash as it crunches beneath your feet. You make your way further into the cave. Among the stalactites above, you see fluttering are dozens of furry ember bats. Their candlelight darting to and through like many shooting stars across the night sky. Several clouds of moths with biophosphorus wings flutter about, attracted by these small candle flames, right into the waiting mouths of these curious gentle predators.
Ah. Lovely.
How do you proceed?
Is there like any loose moss on the walls?
There's moss that clings to the walls, and it can become loose if you dislodge it.
I would like to dislodge the pavo-sized chunk of moss.
Pavo-sized?
Yes.
That will take you a good minute, yeah, to collect that much moss.
And I tried to hit one with my whip. Like snap it out of the sky.
Sure.
Never. Do I just do whip for that?
You roll for whip, yep. You have to speak to me louder, I don't hear you through it.
I did it twice. Oops.
22 hits as you strike one ember out of the cloud sky. You clip its wing and it makes a high-pitched squeak sound before dropping onto the floor. It spasms in pain as you seem to have hit it pretty hard. What do you want to do with this? I know. I know. Don't look at me like that. I'm just following along with what she's doing. Such as crying.
Well, it's on the ground, so I want to go see. I want to go get a better look at it. I want to see what it actually looks like because it was just kind of small thing in the sky. I couldn't really see it.
Do you see what I'm showing?
Oh, it's these little fire thingies. Before.
Cute little ember bats again.
Can
I keep it as a pet.
I mean, you just whipped it.
Yeah, but now I can keep it. I can heal it back to health and make friends with it.
You could ask Rollo to help you with that.
What?
Because I'm going with whenever I
You're like 15 feet away from each other.
Do I hear the?
Yeah, you hear all of it. This is all echoing. You're all.
Have its fire, but now I want to take care of it.
This is the distance between you guys. You're barely away from each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's acting. She's.
Can I approach it and because it's kind of snuffed out and I clipped its wing a little bit. Can I use my moss that I collected earlier to like heal it? But can I keep it? Keep the bat?
Roll me animal handling if you don't mind. Pavo, what are you doing with all that Pavo-sized moss?
Pavo is going to like throw it on his back and crawl on the ground as a pile of moss.
You are camouflaged as you go prone and start crawling.
Crap.
As Ashling tends to her, well, her inflicting wounds on the bat, you crawl further into the cave as it descends downwards among the. What do you call bad droppings?
Guano.
Guano? Among the guano and shit. You crawl further in. It just seems to be their nesting area. There's more clouds of.
How much guano are we talking about? Because guano was like toxic as fuck.
I mean, enough to be disgusting with
That's
you
the best.
crawling through it.
Which is going.
Okay, gonna keep crawling through the guano.
Okay. This boy gonna smell good. You managed to bring it back to health, and it
Guano's
seems
really good
rather
fertilizer.
tame and gentle in your hands. The ember bat doesn't act out or lash out or anything.
Cool.
It's like it
I'm
fears the whip.
Fears the
Because
whip.
I use my I put my bioluminescent healing lichen on its wing that I clipped, and I pet it and kind of snuggle with it, and I call it Flare because I want to.
Flare's wing, while lame and incapable of flight for the time being, you stop the bleeding and the worst of the wound as the lichen flakes off and falls into the ground. The wound itself has scabbed over. Flare doesn't seem to be in the highest of moods, but doesn't give you any trouble fearing the whip, as Jungle put it. How you doing there, Pavo?
I'm sorry, Flare.
Pavo was
We're best
looking
friends,
for-
and you're gonna be my built-in torch, and we're gonna be best friends.
Chungo heard whip sound.
Chunko, where you going?
I'm looking for you.
Where's their whip?
In the poop.
Where Pavel?
You're looking
That's
for
mine.
Hold on, guys.
I don't
What are you
know.
looking for in the poop?
I'm looking for a reason why I came this direction.
All right.
I'm looking for a reason for my life.
One of the bats lands close to you and starts sniffing at you, and you see with each sniff, the candle flame flickers in and out, in and out. You realize how flammable you are in this position.
Candlelight? What candlelight? Why am I flammable?
You have the.
I have what?
God, I
Because
love
you're
you.
crawling fertilizer!
Oh, Hunter, I love you.
I just turn around.
So is it a dead end?
Yeah.
It's like, it's an ember bat lair. You do with it what you will.
I point at the moss rolling in poop. Pavel.
The moss rolling in poop.
You see a
just
poop
crawls
caterpillar
toward you
crawling towards you.
rapidly. I jump onto your face.
I grab you midair.
No. Dexterity.
Damn it. Wait, that's a dex save.
Oh.
What do I do?
Do you want a yes and?
I'm probably gonna open the jar of.
Just,
moss
click
sauce.
Say
yes.
yes, because they
Natural
can
20
hear
on
you as
athletics.
to the mic.
You do not catch me.
Give me a second. I'm going to,
You don't have to rule against party members. You can just decide what happens. Inter-party.
I move to the left so you jog, like, you go right past me.
Right into Kina.
Right
Oh, no.
into Keenan.
Right into the flammable torch.
Yep.
The
This
torch
is what
goes
you
out.
get for trying to poop on me. At least we still have the other torch.
Kina gets covered in guano.
I skitter away quickly and hide in the corner with a pile of moss.
Kina looks around like she's not sure what kind of species of caterpillar would do this to her and why and for what reason. She's been
Nevis,
through a
you're
lot.
Nevitz, you're looking awful sus standing there looking at me with that torch.
I wish you'd never say such again. You play Among Us in this cave?
Oh no,
What is
covered in
that?
poop. It's poop.
So Chungo
Yeah.
guess only way out is through creepy
What do you mean?
purple moss thing.
You don't like the torch?
Hello, check out my new friend. I accidentally hit her, but this is Flair. Isn't she cute?
Roll.
That I didn't hear you, Rolo.
Did you just
She's talking
kidnap
to
a
you.
pet?
She's talking to the
Yeah, she just
puppy.
kidnapped
you.
that.
Yes, your pet's adorable. That's it. What, I'm not gonna...
I think it's gonna be really helpful to have around because she's gonna be able to like squeak at us whenever other Flint like amber bats are around. It's gonna be great.
Chungo ready. Chungo, the only way out is now this way.
Cool.
Oh, Shungo. Maybe I could knock it out. Some more mushroom juice.
I like press my body against the wall as I walk around Kina.
I press my body. I press my body against Nettie.
Maybe you didn't read the book or chat either.
Hmm?
Ah, two ropers.
You don't read the chat.
People only know what you tell them, and right now you're not telling them anything.
Oh, I'll ping everybody next time.
What?
I'll ping everybody next time.
We're playing right now, though.
I know. I'll sell the stuff. Or use it against something.
Or you can use it now.
I'm okay.
That's your call.
Chungo can see 3.
Is it safe to say that I look like moss?
Just say if you look like shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt. I would like to attempt to sneak past with my disguise.
I'm gonna give you stealth with advantage.
All right, wish for me, everyone. Pray for me.
Because he's covered in shit.
Ah, of course. That's an 11.
Hold on.
Nice.
Don't worry, guys. I'll use my wind powers to waft my smell in a different direction.
What's perception? Wisdom?
Yeah.
That's
It ruled a 2.
All right.
As you slink against the wall, there doesn't seem to be any reaction towards you from these fungi.
okay. Slink.
As you keep going, keep passing more of those fungus over dead things and rodents and such, you note something kind of skimmering in the shadows, skittering to and through.
I would like to see if I could roll a nature check. See if I might recognize what's making the noises.
Sure.
My nature.
More accustomed to forests and to just swamps or caverns here, nonetheless, you can tell that whatever this thing is emits no sound of animal you've ever encountered, but looks like a mushroom on 4, a quadrupedal, like on 4 legs.
Ah.
This something or someone skitters quickly across the cavern floor, appears to be...
The mushroom with legs?
Yeah, it's like a mushroom sprout with 4 feet melted into its stem. 2 slits of, eye-like slits are staring out from beneath its porous cap. And as you look on, it looks something like this.
Worried.
Wave at him.
I'll get closer.
That's something.
Try to wave at it.
You wave at it, lifting your hand, it skitters further away from you into a corner and starts shivering.
So can you see if Wiggles will wiggle at it and see if it'll wiggle back and see if it
Wiggle at
actually
what?
moves or does anything?
Chungo over here.
Yeah, Chungo, can you wiggle at it
Chungo not going anywhere near this.
at the mushroom men or at the mushroom thingies and see if they'll wiggle back?
Chungo wiggles.
Your vibrations through the floor get detected by this guy, and he starts to slowly, like you see these lashes come out of its central mass, extending out about 5 and 5 feet more along the floor. They crawl towards you until it stops, unable to reach, and they start to writhe back.
Chungo think it wants to eat Chungo.
Pavo,
Chungo, you clearly didn't use the right wiggle dance.
can you
Clearly.
see it?
Chungo knows
You
what
used the
wiggles is.
alluring one instead of the we're friendly ones.
Yeah.
Hunter, do you see it?
See what? What am
You
I supposed
see
to be saying?
You see it. Okay, I can check your vision.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Chungo, ask what you see. Chungo, think you're doing good?
You understand blinks?
No, Chungo don't understand blinks.
Someone understand blink? Anyone understand sign language?
Is that a language we can actually pick?
Sign language.
Does anyone understand like miming? I'm going to try to mime.
You know what my favorite part is?
Mushroom
You're
dog.
just yelling this
Mime
over to us.
something using words.
Chungo asks what you see. Can you guys understand blinks? Why not just say you just said it?
There's a mushroom dog.
Mushroom
Ew.
dog?
I'm gonna go up to the
Hey.
dog and act like an old man. Hello, dog.
You started seeing it hyperventilate very excitedly, and with each breath, it's.
I hold my breath.
Okay. With each breath, its mushroom begins to grow more and more, and out of the pores, with each breath, more and more spores come out until like a semi-translucent purplish cloud begins to form thick around it, and then it just
quickly-
sits.
Does that look like this cloud?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna try to feed it the leaf.
Well, if it is deadly, we're all dead anyways because we've been breathing it in.
Just one leaf. I try to feed
Holding
it.
your breath, you give it a leaf, and you see a maw open a lot wider than you expect this little creature to have. And instead of a tongue, it has just a whole bunch of very small tendril-like appendages acting as a tongue, and it just
Let it
grabs
lick
it.
the
and-
poop off of you.
Yep.
Great. I would like to lure it back this way.
Chewing the leaf, it follows you.
Come, doggy. Yes, who's a good doggy? Along the wall. Come.
It purposely avoids it goes around in like a certain radius around the purple fungi.
Django, fuck out of the way.
You all see this approaching you.
Get back, Django. I'm on top of Django.
No, you're not.
I'm on top of Django.
No, you're not.
I'm on top of Django.
No, you're not.
I'm on top of Django. Hey,
I looked up
doctor,
Nevitz and put him in the way.
is this the thing you want?
You see what it looks like? Now that it's here, can you enlarge the picture, Tom?
I did several times. I'm gonna post it in.
Oh, this is the mushroomy thingy. Okay, this is the mushroom thingy. How do you enlarge these things over here?
I posted in general chat. Kina is still busy wiping off her face from all the mud that you threw at her, and was about to approach the bat, but then her face turns toward the little mushroom creature. Huh? Yes, no, that will do. Yeah, if we just can find some way to cage it up and bring it home, then
No, pick it up.
okay, but that's your funeral, and not even
You
before.
stuff it in your barrel.
Come here, baby.
Get away from my barrel with that.
Seeing as speech requires breathing, I'm assuming you no longer hold your breath, and that's very unfortunate. Because as soon as you squeeze this little guy and you pick him up, he goes pew! And releases a cloud of phosphorus dust into the air. Yeah, nobody within the vicinity is not within 30 feet. Can I get you all to roll me Constitution saving throws?
Ah, shit.
That's a flat 3, boss.
Chungo, not feeling it today. Chungo breathes heavily right now because Chungo did a lot of walking.
Wait.
Nevitz, why are you rolling just a 5?
You got a 5.
I see.
Wait, is this by any chance a poison?
Nope.
It's
So
something.
save Rollo and Aisling, whose instinct kicks in, and as they manage to resist whatever this is. The rest of you are incapacitated and choking as this dust of sneezing and choking spreads into your orifices, and begins to irritate your nostrils, eyes, everything. The mushroom thing is pretty content in your grasp, though, Pavo. It seems to be pretty happy.
Can I put it on my back?
Jungle begins crawling away.
I guess I collapse to the ground and try to get the thing to follow me with it not my arms.
It follows.
Doctor, we have it. Let's go.
Can I get a flask from Kenna to be able to get some of the dust, collect some of the dust from the creature?
Kenna is too busy trying to keep her eyes on her fingers on her eyes and nostrils and stuff, but the vials are within reach. They're like on her belt, on the strapped to the side of her belt. Yeah.
Just grab one. I'll just grab one.
Yep.
Sorry, Kenna. I'm just gonna grab this, and then I go grab it from Kenna, and then I come back here and I collect a vial of the dust of sneezing.
As you collect the vial of the dust,
from
Kenna takes a few
the,
seconds to recover herself, stops sneezing and choking and such.
Creature.
Yep.
And then I retreat with everybody else.
Yep.
Wait, it's falling.
Oh no, absolutely, it's following. It sticks very close to Pavo the entire time.
Chungo. Protect me.
The little yeah.
Pavo's like leaning onto his cane really hard.
Little spouts of flame come out of the bat's nostrils as well. There's this tiny, precious little.
I like how we're all just going back the way we came.
Can I approach it with my little bat and see if I can convince Blair to flame sneeze onto the creature?
Flair's really busy still choking and sneezing. But I like
Yeah, but she's sneezing. So I'm gonna time it so that when she sneezes next, flame sneeze, she will be directed onto the creature.
you burn the creature enough to frighten it away as it begins to as you light its behind, it begins to scatter away back into the darkness.
Protect it.
I mean, you can just chase it.
No, come back,
Just let it
come
on
back.
fire. It's gonna keep running toward the end of the cave. You see it's Pavo.
No, come back, child. Come back.
Pavo keeps running toward
Come
the
back.
cave.
Come back. Come back here, dammit.
Pavo, as you keep running toward the end of the cave, you see it run towards something large, about 6 feet tall, very akin to it, made from the same material. Two eyes stare from above its cap down at you.
I collapse out of breath.
As you collapse,
Offer a leaf in tribute.
the thing crawls into its mama.
2 leaves. Two leaves. Would you like a dead bat?
Dead bat? Where did you get a dead bat?
I find a bat corpse and offer it. Bat corpse.
Hesitantly, the mama grabs it with 2 tendril-like appendages sprouting from both sides of her and shoves it into her mouth, and then makes a little gesture as if to say, "Leave." And without the tendril, she just pushes the baby close to her.
Can Chungo breathe yet?
Yeah.
Chungo gets up.
Pavo sits on a rock.
Well, why don't you take a couple of minutes there to catch your breath?
Why don't you take a couple minutes, go catch a mushroom? Gotta do my yoga.
So
I'm sorry, I collected what I needed from the poor little mushroom.
There's a mama
But
mushroom.
we do still need to have a key. According to Kenna, that's the way out. So we do need to find a way
Oh, well, there was a small hole in the wall.
where to go east. Saw a small hole in the wall.
Yeah. But there might be a giant mushroom by it.
Just act weak.
Why don't we go over like this way instead of that way?
Does it look like this goes anywhere?
I believe there's an exit that way. We just need to clear this little guy over there, yonder. And she points toward the purple fungi blocking the exit. When I got in here, I sort of got the same idea as your buddy there. I covered myself in lichen and snacked past it. I don't know if it's gonna fall for it twice.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to go
What
grab
if we
that
just-
bat corpse, throw it
What
in
if
the
we just-
water.
Turn the lights off and then sneak past it.
Responded to my wiggles.
I can only...
Responded to Jungle Wiggle.
Oh, I took his torch.
You're gonna try wiggling at it again, Chunko? Make sure you get the right one this time because last time it
We can
didn't
wiggle
like
together.
it.
Jungle picks up Pavel Rudd.
Pavel
and
Rudd
puts-
sits on Jungo, and we wiggle.
Oh, they're
And
doing,
I put
they're
down
doing a
Pavel
combo
Rudd
pack.
right in front of me.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Can I go in Chunko's basket?
Pavel
Yeah.
Rudd readies his sword cane in a manner you've never seen someone hold a cane.
Does that respond to Pavel Rudd being in 15 foot?
It reaches out a lashing tendril toward him, but stops just about there, unable to extend it further.
Okay, Pavo picks up a rock, throws it over.
Straight out of
Run.
trembles, one of the tendrils lashes out of the rock, grabs it, and pulls it closer toward the being. Pavel, I'm going to give you dexterity with advantage, because you do have it distracted.
Dex save?
You can do, like, acrobatics for, like, dodge as you move through it. As acrobatic as an old man can be. Jesus Christ, very acrobatic, apparently. You see Pavel turn the corner and keep running.
You see, friend, it is my supernatural powers. Bye!
Throw the torch at it.
Oh, as I run by, I would like to throw an oil flask on it. There we go.
You set on flame. The thing screeches as a fungus would screech as it slowly begins to shrink and shrivel and become the sludgy, mushy mass of purple and black.
I point at it for Kenna.
Can I go investigate the remains of the squishy?
Sure. Kind of comes along to investigate as well, salvaging what you can from the burnt muck.
This music's perfect.
Yes.
Find anything? Is there anything in here that we can that we should grab?
We should what?
We should take with us that'll be useful in our adventures.
I mean, burnt mushroom can serve as food if you cook it right, but it doesn't need to be cooked anymore because it's soaked in oil and burnt.
Take some
Let's
burnt
not
mushroom.
take contaminated food, thank you.
I thought
Is this water or
Yes.
something else?
It's water. The buds are growing out of this water. And further up, the cave starts to kind of angle up, and you can feel the air growing fresher the further you go that way.
Yay!
Okay.
We escaped. Wait, did she get good enough sample?
I mean, beggars ain't choosers. This is as good as it's gonna get. I
Do you
can.
have- Do you have a knife?
I have a small knife here somewhere. Yeah.
Alright, I tie a rope around me, and I give it to everyone. Chung will be right back. What do you need?
Ah, my hero.
Jungo. Go
Just-
grab the small mushroom, but make sure not to grab the big one.
Chung will ignore Pavel Rudd.
I mean,
What do you need from this mushroom?
Just a small sample, honestly.
From where?
Just
Specific.
stem, right at best. You know where the gills are growing? I just need just a small sample of that. Plant it in
Chungo
the
runs
ground.
right to that spot.
Okay,
and stabs.
yeet. It's gonna be a DC 12 sleight of hand as you run by it to successfully cut.
I got my sleight of hand is bad, but it's good enough.
Yeah, you manage to slice off a piece. Hold on.
And I get them to pull the moment I get it.
You only suffer 7 necrotic damage as one of the tendrils grazes you, and where it grazes, you can feel the flesh turning kind of gray and numb. But that's the worst of it from your veil adventure before you're pulled back, and it can no longer reach you.
Chungo hands the piece over.
Listen, I can't thank you enough. No small deed without sacrifice. I'll make it worth it to you. I swear.
Chungo fine. Now that Chungo knows he can leave.
Alright, then lead the way.
Chungo goes.
Jungle goes. Anybody else wants to do anything else in the cave before we move on? Going once, going twice. Okay. The trip back to Winnowing Reach is uneventful, if a little slow, with Kina as a researcher taking long. Sup?
Alright, Chungo says goodbye to Wiggles and puts him back in his natural habitat. Just
Taking Claire with me.
no.
She's gonna be
Chungo
my
not
best
disturb
friend.
natural thing.
Kina just like leans toward Wiggles and like with a small scalpel and just kind of scoops out like a pudding spoon size sample and puts in a vial. Wiggles doesn't even feel it.
Wiggle.
Wiggle.
Chungo gives sad wiggles of goodbye.
Wiggles gives a sad wiggle as Wiggles might be able to wiggle a sad wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I'm turning into a Pokemon.
There we go. That's it.
Upon your safe return, Magister Crane is relieved to see Kina safe and sound. Look, Kina says, holding up a vial of ooze up to the magistrate to see. You see the magistrate give her a look of disapproval, which goes unnoticed. Nodding his head slightly to you all, the magistrate begrudgingly thanks the party. It really wasn't necessary to go all this trouble for a few samples, but thank you for your help. As promised, here's your reward. Satisfied to hear that there are fewer slimes in the Mokk field, or so Kina puts it. For your services, he awards each of you 5 gold pieces that you may add to your inventory. I would give you more, but as promised, I gotta save some gold from the coffers for Nim's raise.
Of course, of
What?
course.
Oh yeah, Nim's raise.
Yes.
Yes, that was my demand.
Shiny.
If you're still around tomorrow, I will summon you to discuss another matter. I may need you, or the help of more adventurers, and I'm willing to pay well for your assistance. With that, I bid you a good night. Should you need a place to rest, I will inform the keeper of the Wrangler's Rest Inn that your stay will be free of charge for tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, my bone. Oh, my old bone.
How shiny are the coins that I got?
Chinese gold.
I mean, like, do I need... You know how, like, sometimes when you get a penny, it's, like, really old and dirty? It's like it's not very shiny. Like, do I have any coins like that?
Out of the 5 coins you have in your possession, all of them are in pristine condition, as if freshly delivered from the mintage of the city.
Nice, nice. Acceptable.
Kina smiles at the group. All right, time to celebrate. How about some refreshments at the Wrangler's Rest? What do you say? First round is on me. As promised, I'm gonna make it worth a while for your help.
Hooray.
Might take a bath first, though.
That would be well. I'm not sure, but the magistrate seems to be in foul mood. Maybe it was your smell. Couldn't have been me, surely.
No, surely not the exceptionally dangerous.
Uh-huh.
Jungle would like to remind you are also covered in.
There are no finer baths than the rivers of the forest.
To the bath I go, wherever the fuck that is.
To the river, forest, and the river.
There's a bird bath, just a giant bird bath set in Rango's end. Just a giant
Oh,
stone
wait.
basin.
I need to double check my spell list because I only played once before. I forgot I had prestidigitation. I could have cleaned it.
Jungle
You
gets
made a
in that
conscious
bear
choice.
bath.
Wow, Nevitz, as an old man, I'm disapproving of you that you didn't do this already and figured that you should have done it because you're the next generation and I have high expectations for you, but I'm already disappointed. You'll never live up to them.
Hey, I'm a kid. I've only done what people told me to before.
Disapproving look.
Jungle picks up
activated.
Pavel Rudd and throws him into the
Rolling a
bird bath.
d4 for disapproval damage. 1 damage of disapproval.
Oh no.
Nevitz dies of a brain aneurysm, never to be seen again.
Jungle will just.
Oh, are we
intercept
back
the
at the town map, by the way?
What?
We back at the town map?
Yes.
I am not at the.
Where's the bird bath, Tom?
Theater of imagination.
Right there, baby. It's right there.
Alright, that's it now.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Alright, Jungle
That
throws
looks like
Pavel into
that
the
looks like
bath.
somebody's shrine, but yeah, go ahead and desecrate it.
You're right, this is the bird bath now.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's all the same water source.
Jungle gets in bath with Pavel Rudd.
Oh.
It is pleasantly warm.
You say it's warm?
It's pleasantly warm, yeah. It's like swamp water. You
What
know,
type
it's
of
stagnant.
How close am I to Pavel?
I pee on you. And by pee on you, I mean I viciously shit on you because birds don't
I sit away
have
from him.
2 options.
Unpleasant. Unpleasant mental image. You may roleplay as you will. I will just keep going once you decide to take your rest, and I'll flip on to next day.
What else do I want to do?
I'm going to bond with Flair. I'm going to pet her and sing lullabies to her and just bond. I'm gonna bond with Flair.
Stockholm Syndrome is already kicking in.
Ignore the smelly weird. The smelly
Megan, you need to get better connection.
weird.
You need to get better connection.
Bird.
Roboting out, yeah.
Over there that are doing weird things. And
Right. What is everybody else
Like,
doing?
God,
While Megan is
What are you
rendering.
going to do for the rest of the day?
All right.
Hunter, you not
Yes.
hear me?
I hear you.
Said what you
What?
want to do.
Pavo's
Keep asking
gonna
you.
what do you
no
mean?
longer smell like poop.
My
and
connection's fine.
He's gonna go eat some food.
Kina said he was buying us drinks, right? I go.
And
I'm
get
expecting drinks.
Devitz
Oh,
is
you're not allowed
Oh
underage.
yeah, you're a child.
Hey! He promised me drinks.
Listen,
I pick
in
up
bird
Devin,
years.
put him in the bath with us.
I bonk Nevitz on the head with my cane.
Enjoy the bath.
Kina comes back to the bath with a few drinks, 2 mugs in each hand. Hands
Fuck
one to
yeah.
each of you, giving Neves a wink. Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Breaking the law, yeah.
Aha. Yes, I drink it quickly before anyone
I
can take
spike
it away from
Nevitz's
me.
drink.
You look
Wait,
around,
what?
there's
What?
no guards in this town. There's just like the one guard you guys met.
Wait, you didn't want Nevis to drink alcohol and then you spike his drink?
Yeah, I spiked it with some knockout mushroom juice that I had left
What the heck
over.
is that?
Stuff.
What?
It's just like a bunch of books.
This?
Oh, okay. I couldn't read it. I wasn't gonna zoom in. I'm a loser.
Yeah. Bunch of books.
Chungo will accept a drink, please.
She hands you a drink. It is some sort of fermented nectar in a wooden bowl that you just kind of, tilt toward your mouth orifice. I don't know why I'm being weird about it. It's a drink.
What does it taste like, Tom?
Like
Explain the flavors in detail.
like home.
Oh. Why you gotta do this to me?
Because why you gotta do this to me?
Touche. Jungle enjoys his drinking bath with friends.
What's Roll doing?
Waiting for him to finish the bird bath.
So you can go in?
Jungle picks up Rolo and puts her in the
No,
bath.
I refuse to get wet.
Jungle gets scratches on his arm.
Yeah,
as he's
you've
about
never
to
seen
put
a
her in the
ferret straggle for her life this much.
Don't ferrets like
as
water?
as the sailor refuses to get wet.
bath. Jungle puts her back on the ground.
I mean, can you really
I
blame
got
her?
him like,
Nobody really wants to swim in warm pavo poop soup.
It's true.
Just kidding. Alright.
Is there like a woodworker place here?
No. The amenities of this place are limited to scrounge crafters. These builders who use whatever they can pick up literally off the ground and just bundle together. There's not really a lumber place. But if you're looking for something specific, I can work with it.
I was gonna see if I can barter to make my mace have more wood on it.
More wood?
Yeah, heavier, make it hit harder. What, dude?
I'm thinking. Like an upgrade of a weapon, you mean? Like what does that translate to mechanics? Why do I as DM have to care? You might have some luck in a bazaar. They bring stuff from the city all the time.
Yeah, but I want my mace to be better. I
Okay.
don't want someone else's mace. Plus, I only have 5 gold.
True.
That's what I was trying to get. Is someone to just carve my mace more.
Can you carve more wood onto my mace?
Can I ask Kenna to borrow 30 gold?
Can I have like 30 gold?
Looking at you with the same suspicion that anybody would look at you upon asking them for 6 times your reward for rescuing her, she just goes, "Why?"
Because
I'm willing to help out.
Things. I want to get shiny things.
Shiny things.
Yes.
And by borrow, am I gonna get it back?
Nevitz kind of just twiddles his fingers yes.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh no.
What do you mean, oh no?
With disadvantage.
Oh,
Just
fuck.
press the button. Do it.
I'm probably gonna use this on this on the roll if I roll badly. Gonna try again. Oh wait, it doesn't matter because it's always gonna be the lowest roll.
You
Fuck.
rolled an 8, she rolled a 3. She looks at you and she's like, "Well, a child wouldn't lie. Yeah, sure, 30 gold? Yeah.
You hear
Pay me back
Pavo's
next time we see each
laughing.
other."
Pavo's laughing dramatically in the distance.
You're not nearby. Shut up.
Jungle was
like 10
wondering
feet
what he
away
did
from
with
me.
his life to not get 30 gold because he was a farmer.
Back, is that better?
Nevitz is just looking
Yes.
at all the coins in his possession like
That was like
it's
shiny.
shiny. I
Jungle
love it.
wonders what the fuck's happening with his life.
We are going to use this for more shinies.
I hand Chungo my pipe.
No,
Okay.
Yes.
Jungle does not smoke the weed.
I sit back and barrel and smoke the weed.
You're not in the barrel, you're in the water.
I go into the barrel.
No, you're not on your wet.
I dry off and go into. I have a dirt bath, like birds are supposed to.
Nevitz.
No.
I roll in the bones of my fallen
I
foes.
put the lid on my barrel so Pavel Rudd can't get in.
I sit on the lid.
That's fine.
Oh, there's that. Nevis
Did you
borrowed
want
30
me to-
gold, yet to repay.
Oh yeah, he has to repay it. Haha.
Yeah, just
After
never
I-
come back to this town.
Never come back. Wait, so
He's gonna
after,
show
so
up
like,
in Alderheart.
after I dry off from the bird bath and everything, I go over to like by myself because I'm a big boy now. I'm going over to the jeweler shop.
Oh yeah,
I'm
is
pretty cold,
Nevis
I'm a
drunk
big
now?
boy. Nevis had some shot.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, Nevitz, are you drunk? Can you actually walk?
Hang on. Does alcohol count as a poison? I have advantage
Yes.
against those.
The fun part is I think it does.
Alcohol does not count as a poison.
Saving throws
It's
against
alcohol, unless you get
Damn it.
alcohol poisoning. You have advantage against getting poisoned by alcohol, but not against being drunk.
Damn it.
What are you looking for in the bazaar, dude?
I want to buy the shiniest 50 GP diamond that they have.
You little shit.
Oh. Oh, I see. I
Maybe if you-
understand now.
If you didn't roll a 3, Tom.
No, easily, yeah. You find a stall selling precious stones among smooth river rocks, and luckily for you, there is a 50 gold piece diamond, the only one, the crown jewel of the stand, and you just snatch it up, give them the money. They wonder where the heck did you get the money and where your parents at, but before they can question you, you already walked away with a 50 gold piece diamond.
Running away from people asking questions about is one thing Nevitz is really good at.
You get punched in the gut by a couple bandits as they mug you on the
Monkey paw.
Yeah. As you're laying there on the ground, quivering in pain, they look you in the eyes and just say, "DM pays his regards."
The DM
Nah.
Ugh.
Yeah, you got yourself a 50 gold piece diamond. Well earned.
Well earned indeed.
You're a level 1 character with a diamond.
And a 30 gold piece debt.
I'm gonna go back to this place and try and find a book to learn more about Flair.
Sure.
And
For
book that
one
will tell
gold
me more
piece,
about her.
for one gold piece, you'll find just a book up on amber bats and like a quick browse. You will find a few fun facts about them. The flames that give the bats their name are lit through some sort of an internal combustion process that issues fuel from their nostrils as they exhale. Amber bats are capable of starting and stopping this process at will. Amber bats act in unison as one combustive colony, defending their families with remarkable coordination. Alone, an amber bat, however, is no more dangerous than a candle. It is odd that a colony would act aggressively, tending toward more of a defensive behavior, and it's quite easy to assault these creatures via surprise or ambush because they're pretty docile and peaceful most of the time of the year.
Adorable.
I mean, if there's any other information you want on amber bats, I can provide it.
Did you say it was prehensile?
Docile.
Pretty docile.
Can I learn? Is there any information about like what it eats? What it's like?
Moths,
Requirements
bugs, the
are-
like. Yeah. It is a what do you call someone who eats
Predator.
meat? Yeah, predator, but it mostly sticks to bugs and moths and small creatures of the like. Doesn't.
Pretty sure it's still called predator.
Yeah.
'Cause of predation.
Carnivore is the word I was looking for, but yes.
Yes.
Even though I'm pretty sure bats, and you can correct me on this because you're the expert on this. I'm pretty sure bats are omnivores, right?
I think it mixes. Some are omnivores.
Yeah, so they can live off bugs and they can live off fruit as well.
Frugivores, actually. Others are insectivores. Depends on the type.
When we're talking about amber bats, they eat both fruit, moths, and insects alike. Just feeding off the
There you go.
forest, whatever they can find.
Technically an omnivore. Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna bring Flair down to the swamp so she get a meal. I'm sure there's tons of bugs in the swamp.
Still, you can help her with her wing, with feeding. You take your time to do that. Anybody else? Anything else throughout this day?
Chunga wants to go tell Nims he got her a raise.
You do that.
That's it. Chunga just wants to rub it in.
Nims lets you know in her subtle way that this is good enough for her to forget both that you are a member of the Bandit Coalition, or were a member of the Bandit Coalition, and the fact that Jasper pickpocketed her to give you guys the gold back.
I finger guns out. Just because I can. Just because I know you hate it.
Okay. I do.
Also, is this a Dragon Ball reference?
Maybe.
Are these Dragon Ball references? Are these Saiyan pods?
Kick occurred. Kick.
Making up stupidness there. Chungo goes to eat food in the end.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sleep. Have a long, not be a broken old man.
You're gonna go to bed hungry?
I already ate
What'd you eat?
alcohol.
What, you people from Metalocalypse?
Beer ain't food, damn it!
Does gasoline exist in this world?
Does what?
It can. If you make it.
Does gasoline exist?
I mean, oil exists.
I mean, like, not gasoline, but yes, like raw oil. Yeah.
I mean, we could probably find like alternatives to it. If not,
Sure.
Solar power. Wind
maybe I'll
power.
use no. I just want. Maybe I'll use the caustic slime. I don't know.
What do you... For what? What do you want this stuff for? You gotta be specific.
Listen, Nevitz doesn't study. He just does. Okay. We're just
I mean,
fucking
there's
around.
oil, like lamps. Right? So, like oil.
So, in my tavern room before going to bed, what's your name again? Kenna said that they were gonna pay for our rooms, right?
Well, the magistrate will make your stay here for free and cannot pay for your drinks. Yes.
Right. Okay. I wanna So that night before going to bed, I'm gonna take like two cocoa leaves, and I want to take the 3 vials of the caustic slime and put them into one like larger container,
Okay.
and just put the cocoa leaves in there, and I'm gonna just let it soak there for the night.
Do you have an hypothesis of what this is gonna lead the next morning?
Well, after I dry it, I'm gonna be using the leaves to try and make some rudimentary form of cocaine.
Are you making coke? Are you making 1975 coke?
Yeah.
Fair. Let it be known.
Cocaine 'em.
Right.
Why is the teenager trying to make coke?
Not trying to. Is.
Succeeding.
Why is the teenager making coke?
Science.
Because it's fun and tingly.
It makes my nose feel numb.
But hey, that's some time for now. For now, we're just soaking the leaves in the slime. Gonna be doing that overnight.
God damn it. You're just like sitting the time between where we're all thinking about what our characters are gonna do. Lauren's just sitting there like, how do you make cocaine?
5e.
Hey,
you have to add 5e in the end or be put on a list.
Yeah.
I did this before actually when Tom was asking me how I want to introduce my character, like in the swamp. Like if I was searching for like materials and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's just Google real quick what I need for cocaine.
God damn it.
Freaking.
Alright, Chungo eat food and Chungo go bed.
Okay.
Are we?
I still have
Is there
the
enough
bear
rooms
fruit
for everybody?
from.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah,
still have
there's
the
plenty
bear.
of rooms.
I still have the bear
Bear
fruit from session 1. I'll eat one of them because I don't want it to go bad.
Tastes like grapefruit watermelons combined together. The fruit bears gets its name from the predator that tends to search and eat it. So
Ah.
it's good flavoring for your drinks.
We lucked out.
Anyway, Neves wakes up the next morning dead.
Oh,
Indeed. Too bad.
I take his cocaine.
I
it's
take
not
David's
even ready
corpse.
yet.
No.
It's not even ready
All right,
right.
moving on. Upon the dawn of next day, you are all summoned by Magistrate Crane to his official chambers. The discussion he mentioned requires some discretion and discretion, and he doesn't want others overhearing. Upon arriving at the stately building that serves as his home and office, he quickly ushers you all inside. Turns on his
Then he gets a
vibrator.
text message. Well, sorry about that.
Turning a few knobs and pushing a few levers, a clunk is heard, and the chamber door is bolted shut. Satisfied that you are all alone, the magistrate lets out a big sigh before turning around to face you all. He looks concerned and tired. The swamp, he begins hesitantly, is home to a foul sorceress, a witch who dabbles in evil magics. I need you all to discreetly take care of her. If it got out of hand that I allowed this, I would be finished. Especially after what happened to Ashbrow. Everybody is scared. Think of the wood. Do what is best for it. Do this one thing for me, and I swear I will write a letter of introduction to the Birdfolk Council. Because, come now, you didn't think you could just waltz up to Elderheart and ask for their attention, just you being who you are? No, but
Jungle thought he could.
I think both you and I know perfectly well the attitude the council has to the likes of you. But you lucked out.
Jungle think that's a little racist.
I have connections, and I will make the process expedited and most smooth indeed. Should you help me with this? Of course, as always, I am willing to make it worth your while. Payment in due and the letter. What say you?
You know,
Jungle not
it's
the
not
voice of
too
party
bad
song.
of a deal. We got pretty raw dog deals back in my day.
Do you care to expand on that?
No, no.
Cool. A man of mystery. Well, so am I. But, while I am a man of mystery, I am no fool. In order to prove that you have dispatched the witch, I ask that you obtain a distinctive amulet from me, made from a small, curled horn that she wears around her neck. Once you finish the job, that is. I suspect it to be some sort of demon's horn, or whatever foul source of her evil powers, and I would see it destroyed with my own eyes.
Wouldn't you rather her head?
That's quite barbaric, and I would have you spare me the details of how you get the job done. No, the amulet would do.
Will there be any other payment apart from the letter of recommendation?
No, and if it's not sufficient enough for you, I can always ask the numerous other adventurers coming through my town to and through to deal with this matter. My coffers are running dry as is, and I am afraid I cannot offer more than I already have.
Okay.
can you turn on the light, please? Well, unless you have any other questions or concerns, I would have you go on your way as he unbolts the door.
On our way we go.
The Reach thanks you.
I don't thank him.
Okay. He doesn't care.
He's a bitch, I say quietly as I
Okay.
exit the door.
So much interaction.
I'm giving people a chance to talk.
Yeah, how would you like to proceed now that you've had the chance to talk?
Come on, guys. Say words. What you guys thinking? Chungo wants to know. Chungo wants to pick brains of not Pavel Rudd.
Thank you.
Nevitz is just admiring his new shiny new diamond. He like lifts it up. He's like looking at it through the sun.
Shiny.
Yes.
Oh, Nevitz, my boy, what's that you got there? So pretty.
Don't let him. He'll steal it.
Oh, I have more money than Nevitz now, so I don't need to steal things.
I mean,
Do you guys not think it's weird that he all of a sudden that he wants us to go and kill this scientist, or it was a scientist, right?
It was a witch of.
We don't know anything about this other person, other creature.
Well, I mean, the man's clearly inept at his job as magic.
We're also not in the room with him anymore, right?
No, you're not in the room with him.
Saying this shit, talking him in his face.
Well, I mean, he is kind of like hired an old man, a child, a turkey, a ferret, and a wolf to go save his researcher. It is like, yes, there's adequate people.
He's in the room. He's in the room, right?
No, he's not.
And when we went outside, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we left and are talking.
Maybe ask some people around town if there's any rumors about this researcher. See if we can learn anything more about
I
the witch.
believe it's a
the
witch.
individual.
Chungo
Not
not
a-
do killing anyways.
Wow.
Chungo just accepts so that Chungo can get things over with. Chungo way.
Would you feel better if you knew more about it? Because what if you go and
Talk to her? That
go and
was
kill
no
this
idea.
individual that's a witch or a researcher, and then later you find out that they're innocent, they were doing nothing wrong. What if they were trying to find the cure to, or not the cure, what if they were trying to find the solution to the wildfires? What about that?
Well,
Did you hear Chungo first word? Chungo don't do kill.
Chungo make good point, you know, and you know, even if the witch do good thing, is she doing bad thing to achieve good? Is problem.
Chungo just want to talk.
Chungo is a great talker.
Then what she's doing is bad.
Yes. Which
That's why we ask people what they think she do. Then we go ask her what she thinks she do.
are there any wizards in town? Local wizard?
I
the
pick up
fence.
Nevin.
Ooh.
That's not Nevitt.
We go talk to Kenna,
You,
and ask
Yes.
her since she's an acolyte.
Hey, we go to Kenna.
I'm an amazing wizard.
We already know Kenna, so
I flink a copper coin at Nevitt. It's the shiniest one I have. Good. That'll keep
Make
you
sure-
busy.
slash witch.
To Kenna!
Got
Fuck.
Nevitt.
you find Kenna in the offices back when it was still being searched through and such. Now it's all orderly, no longer ransacked through.
Damn, she did
She's
good job.
studying the. Well, I mean, she had a day. She's studying the samples that you guys helped her procure. A whole other.
Chungo want to know what you know about witches.
Well,
No questions asked. Just, yeah, okay.
first of all, hi, how are you? Second of all, witches, let me see. I've seen a few runestones strewn
I
throughout
got a shiny
the
friend.
swamp. I'm happy for you, friend. That's
Thank you.
good to see you where my money goes.
Oh, right.
Right.
When did I expect a payment?
Nevitz goes over to
Keeps
Meg.
coming
Like,
in
can
and
I
out,
borrow
and I don't
30
know
GP?
why.
Listen, I'm more than
Thanks,
happy to
Ricky.
buy a sorcerer's his first toy. Yeah, I remember when I got my first spell focus at age 3.
Oh, wreck.
At age 3.
Oh,
Damn.
flexed on you.
As for witches, most witches I know are in the avium, studying magics and honing their craft. I've not heard of any witch in this town, no, but I did see a few runestones throughout the swamp, all written with runes that you would find only in the avium and the forest throughout. Nowhere near this vicinity, so if there is a rumor going on that there are witches in the vicinity, that would point to it, yes.
Or which is bad.
Well, not in my experience. Most of my friends are witches
Ooh.
and wizards.
You know, which is
I-
one letter away from being.
What?
I have a question for you.
Everybody has questions for me. I'm trying to follow along them. All of them. Yeah. Yep.
What do you think of the magistrate place here?
I mean, he's doing his best in running town, and
No, I suppose I should ask this better. How would you define his character?
pompous. Knows his status and is very proud of it. Uses his
Would you
position to
trust
connect
him to be honest with you?
Are you asking me, can we trust him? Batman. Sorry, bring it somewhere. All I know, he does his best to keep this town protected and defended, and if he has cause to worry, it is most likely justified. Who am I to question his rule?
Alright,
He's
that's good enough for me. Let's go fuck up a
been-
witch, guys.
Been right so far. All right.
Abel walks up the... Happily.
Nevitz.
Yeah, it's you know, Nevitz is just following along with what the adults say for the most part until something catches his attention.
Chango.
I shoot a spitball at Nevin.
I dodge it. What even is a spitball? Like,
It's a ball of spit.
Chango, did I answer your question? I don't remember at this point. I got shot like 3 questions at once. Trent?
Yeah,
Your acid
I
died?
forget what the question was.
Which is...
Sorry, I was talking to Megan.
Okay.
She walked by.
I'm sorry.
Megan does not sound okay.
She's fine.
I'm here. Sorry, my internet keeps going in and out for whatever
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Sorry,
I really don't know
Megan.
why.
you're
Megan.
My girlfriend's name is Megan. So that was what I was saying.
How does she spell her name? I must know.
Megan.
And what's her social insurance
It's
number
very
while
nice.
you're at it?
Social insurance number I think is like 122153551.
That's
That's
really
a social
long.
insurance number. Yeah.
No idea how many there are again.
It's not.
Oh, that's kind of worse.
Tell me if it was spelled the same.
Is your name also spelled Megan?
My name is spelled Meaghen.
Oh God, who the hell
Like
spelled
Megan.
that? Like, who are you?
Yes or no?
No, it's not. Not at all.
Just keep her
It's
hand,
what my
dude.
grandma keeps spelling your name as.
Meaghan?
Yeah.
You can just repeat that to me.
No.
No, that was too many letters.
No,
for
it's
you?
too many letters for me.
Yeah.
I have 8 intelligence.
You're simple-minded.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll let you go back to your
To
game.
buy some. Alright. Now that that's over with and she's...
Yo,
wow,
go-
demonetized.
yeah, demonetized. Thanks, Megan.
Alright. Question.
I wrote it in the
What was
chat.
asked already?
In case you couldn't
Which
get
is
there,
very
because
nice.
for whatever reason my connection's horrible.
So far we know witches are nice.
Or
The
possibly
magistrate.
nice.
Yeah, more than possibly nice. What would a witch want to do if they were in this area? Like, what would bring a witch here?
Well, there are plenty of optimal spots for studying magic. I mean, the soil and the wood is soaked in it, and perhaps they're here seeking answers. I was seeking answers in slime. Perhaps she's seeking answers in the swamps as well. It's very hard for me to think what another professional would want to do here. I mean, look at your party companion over there. She puts with Nevitz. I don't even know what's going on in his mind. I put a gun in his hands. I don't know how he's gonna use it.
Nevitz isn't even paying
Wait a second.
attention to the conversation. He's just spinning.
Yep.
You have guns.
Yes. Well, I don't, but yes.
Can you get me a gun?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not a gun seller, and I don't give. And if I were, I wouldn't give a gun to somebody who shits in the bird bath.
Listen, I'm old.
You still have a little bit of drool hanging off the side of your beak there, just from when you spat on your party mate. Uh-huh.
Intentional distraction.
Is there
Spitball.
an age in America where you can no longer buy guns? Like you're too old to
No.
buy a gun?
It's your literal.
Like you're
amendment as
110
an
and you can
American.
walk up to Walmart and buy a gun.
Yes.
Probably.
America.
America.
God bless America.
All right, I'm on. I want to go buy a gun.
Let's go to the nearest Walmart.
I go to the nearest.
Maybe the
Walmart
witch will
now.
have a gun.
Maybe.
Maybe the witch will have.
Go
a gun.
find out.
She's. Yeah.
Chungo still says.
Maybe
we
that's
go
why
talk
she's
to
here in
witch.
Swamp. She's making guns.
Oh.
Maybe
hold
this
up.
is Jenny Greentooth again.
Do you know anyone that has health potions in town?
Well, I could draft you a few, or does the apothecary? Either or.
How much would your potions cost?
50 gold piece.
Ah, I don't have that kind of money. Never mind. Goodbye.
I don't have that kind of potion. Sucks to suck. Go.
Chungo ready. Chungo have food for road. Chungo have bed. Chungo have mace. Chungo ready.
Is it like bear mace or?
Both.
I mean, the mace is called bear, sure.
Yes. Okay.
We're gonna now intricately design my mace to be bear-shaped.
Should you choose to go with information you've been given and what the question that you got answered, you can either navigate the swamp and find signs of the witch with a survival check, or since Chungo did question what would a witch want to have to do with the swamp, you can alternatively rule perhaps an Arcana check to determine the optimal location for such magical activity within the swamp. It's really your call. Really decide what
Chungo
you
points
want.
at Navette and says, "You're a nerd."
Hmm?
We're best place for magic, and I open the map upside down.
Nevitz looks over at the map and he's kind of just
Just pokes
Looking
a
at
random spot.
he's just like looking for a spot that looks interesting.
In the swamp.
Swamp? Yeah, that looks cool. Let's go here. Probably here. It's definitely what we're looking for is definitely over here in the swamp.
Where never
Draw a
would you
circle.
like to point a little harder?
Fuck, can I be draw a circle?
Go over to the paintbrush and freehand.
Alright, where's
Chungo
this?
was eagerly waiting for circle to be drawn on map.
Alright, where's the swamp? Is it the Mokk fields?
Yes, I believe so.
There we go.
You had to circle the Mokk field word. I've always wondered what's underneath the words in the map.
That's where the witch is hidden. underneath the words. In the map.
Nevitz, following your acute intuition, you're gonna spear point this search operation. I'm gonna have you rule me either a survival check or an arcana check, really your pick, as you lead the party through the swamp towards the circle.
I'm scared.
Can I use Fated with this? I don't. Wait, what does it say? Can I use this on ability checks?
Yeah.
Attack, skill check, yeah. Or... Never mind, we don't need it.
Amazing.
Nevitz is
The miracle that is
actually
Luma's.
a kid.
I'm also carrying Nevitz like a lamp in front of me
Yes.
as he's pointing the way to go.
One moment, please.
Chungo was carrying.
Nevitz has always been a naturally gifted kid.
It's,
I
I
look
don't know
at
if
Chungo and
gifted
say
or
gifted.
lucky. Gifted. Chungo does not understand what you mean by that.
Damn it. But you laugh nonetheless, so it's fine.
Nevitz saw another kid cast Mage Hand after like months of studying, and he was like, "Oh, that looks cool. I'm gonna do that," and then he did it.
Yo, could you imagine being like a newborn baby that's a fucking sorcerer and you accidentally cast Mage Hand and you start strangling your mom or something?
What?
Like,
What?
pick up the...
Why do you have
I don't
to
know.
make
Why do
it
you have to,
so
like, take-
dark?
I don't even pay attention to the conversation. It just Hunter and the ambiance, you know?
I'm been ruined by the last two campaigns. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck there.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well. I bet you somebody doesn't have vision.
I don't have vision.
I have no vision.
Happy everyone.
It do be a little dark in the marsh today. Ah, vision.
Yes?
Ah,
I have vision
A
as
chair.
well.
Alright.
Oh, it's not a dragon skull. I can't steal it and fly it around.
oh, that is a
Sucks.
damn shame.
A few hours pass before you finally come upon a hut in the woods. At last you find yourself at a small hut on a thin patch of dry land. There, a few gnarled trees, more moss and leaves, flank the rustic hut. From the porch roof hang dozens of bundles containing flowers, herbs, and some dissected lizards. Smoke gently rises from a cobblestone chimney, and a strange yet delicious smell fills the air. Through a window, you can see a short, robed figure shuffling quickly about the kitchen, adding ingredients to a cauldron in the shape of a giant snail shell. There's also some sort of a rather large beetle skittering around, hopping at their master's heel. She leans over to pat the beetle with some affection, and it changes in a way that is almost sweet. How do you proceed?
Jungle thinks this is witch. I'll look around at you guys.
Nevitz just nods his head like, yep, I knew I knew where we were going.
Jungle puts Nevitz back down. Nope, someone's dying.
I
Where's-
pick
where-
Nevitz up and I
where-
hold Nevitz out as
Wait,
a sacrifice to the witch.
Jungle begins walking towards the door because no one else is saying things.
Where's the window that we can see her through? Is it this?
Yes.
So presumably she can also see us.
She doesn't seem to have spotted you yet.
I want to get over here and look through the crates.
Sure thing. So as Chungo approaches the door over on the east side, you approach the windowsill and you're just too short for her to spot you. And besides, she seems to be a little occupied. You can hear her like humming under her breath and just a little sing-song voice as she keeps just putting one ingredient into the cauldron after the other. Looking through the crates, opening them, you find foodstuff, just herbs off that she seems to be living off the land here, a few cabbages, among other oddities. Seems to be bones of various creatures and fireflies in jars.
Ooh, I'll take one of those.
Okay. You have a jar full of
Just gonna
fireflies.
steal.
I mean, yeah. You
There's
think Nevitz is gonna pay that 30 gold back?
There's a few candlesticks, and that's all you managed to find with a quick glance
I'm
as you
borrowing.
come splashing back towards the party.
Yo, Nevitz, what the hell's that?
What the hell is what? And I put it away in my bag.
Yeah, the thing you just put in your bag.
Nothing.
You don't put nothing in a bag, Nevitz.
I pick up Pavo and I put him into my barrel.
Hey! You can't do this to me!
I raise my eyebrow at Evans.
I'm so funny, making funny jokes.
I'm not
so-
nothing. I pop out of the barrel.
Haha, bitch! I bonk you on the head and
just
get out.
All the rockets you make literally 20 feet away from her house. You hear the humming within the house. Stop.
Well, guess we should go knock on door to make sure we actually show up as non-hostile.
The door opens.
Forwards, Chungo!
Because, are they just not?
If Frollo wants to do anything, she can pipe up. What? Again, if Sasha wants to say anything, she can say it into the mic. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
chasing people. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I knock on the door opens, you said?
Yeah, she as you do like one knock, the door knob was already turning, the door opens. Before you is a hedge. Yeah, let me show you a picture. I'll ignore name, don't ignore name, not really my issue. There you go.
That's not Jenny.
Susan doesn't look evil.
Aw. Who'd that beetle?
That is the cutest fucking beetle I've ever seen.
There's a cute picture. Damn it, Humblewood, why you gotta be so fucking cute? Alright, Chungo's loading the picture because Chungo internet bad.
Damn it, Humblewood, you have to be so fucking cute. Rule for initiative.
Oh, what?
Turns into D.
And who do we have here? Visitors.
Yeah, Chungo, my name.
Friend
Is
or foe?
Nevis. Friend or foe? Friend. Chungo
Hola.
not here to hurt.
Oh, well, come in. I was just making some broth, tea.
Chungo pulls himself under the door and then goes through it.
Mind the bones. As you step in, you almost step onto a few brittle, rodent-sized bones strewn about the floor.
Find my way over
bones.
to, I don't know, what chair or something.
There's a little bench
I
right
sit
over
on a
there.
strap.
You're standing right by it. Yes, you just have a seat. I'll be right with you. I
Here,
was just
Nevitz,
finishing up a
step
ritual
between
here.
My game is perpetually trying to picture. Well, I'll be right back.
I sit right next to her on the chair.
Oh, I hate you, cutie. Aren't you the little innocent-looking, precious thing? Yeah, you want to give me a hand? You seem like a little adept in magical arts, dressed like that.
Sure. I get up, go right beside her.
I was just made a divination ritual, actually. I was trying to make sense of a little dream of mine, you see? Yeah, hand me over that newt's tail over there yes, the one in the jar. Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you. You see, I saw this great blaze consuming the wood near the scorched grove, I think. Yeah, there were figures too. Here, come, look into my little snail conch thingy. You can see them within the writhing, bubbling fluid.
Hey, Nevitz.
Hmm?
Let me know what you see.
I look through it. I look at it.
Yes, do you see them? The figures. Large.
Do you see your death?
Do you see? Okay.
Do I
Large,
do I,
lumbering, burning thing. Do you see it, not? And something
do I
else,
actually
yes.
see it, or is it crazy?
I don't know, do you?
Probably, if it's actually there. Yeah, I see it.
You look into like a bubbling liquid of some sort. And you see that? Yeah, something else. Shadowed and distant. Watching from afar, yes. That's Lizard's plane for ya. Their tiki is a very cryptic vision, yes. Shame we don't have any more moonfish. You can get a clearer vision with moonfish, or was it starfish? I don't even remember.
Jungle has rations.
Well, feel free to set the table. I was just about to make a little luncheon.
Well, Jungle not have that many rations.
Yeah.
I got some mushrooms.
Do you travel from far? Have you come here from lands beyond, seeking answers? I get so few visitors nowadays. Not frequent enough.
Jungle just wondering what you're doing in this place.
You know the local magistrate up the ways next town over?
I don't really. I'm a hermit, you see. I don't. I stick away from big towns and such. I prefer to be one with nature.
You know, we've been looking for demons.
Well, I've been trying to summon one myself for quite some time now.
Oh, really? That could be helpful.
Yes, it will provide me with the answers I require for these visions of mine.
Together. We should cooperate.
Are demon bad?
Well, I mean, I suppose some are, but, you know, I think the answers I seek are worth the risk.
I think if we look at the consequence of badness, Nevitz is by far the worst thing in this room right now.
Nevitz not summoning demon.
Well, Nevitz could be summoning demons. We don't know.
Nevitz, would you summon demon?
No, I would never do that.
Hey, Nevitz, I'll give you a shiny copper coin if you say yes.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
See, Nevitz is all for it.
All for helping, and that's what I like hearing. It is so fortunate you've come here. I haven't had company in ages.
I mean, if demon bad, we just beat down, right?
Yeah. Chungo smack.
Not before I get my answers, though. But just give me a quick... Oh, shoot. I'm wasting reagents. Fortunate you're here, actually. I could use your help.
Fuck.
As she turns around, like, you see, like, a series of, like a beaded necklace and a few other jangling jewelry at her wrists jangle as she makes her way across the room, and you see that very amulet that the magistrate mentioned. It seems to be some sort of a snail shell curled up and strung to her hip.
Cool.
Can you remind me what the magistrate said? I'm sorry.
Sure thing. So,
You're
the
just
swamp
like
is home to a foul sorceress, a witch who dabbled in evil magics. I need your help to discreetly take care of her. If it got out that I allow this, I would be finished. Especially after what happened to Ashbarrow, everybody's scared. I think of the wood and I want what's best for it. Do this one thing for me, and I swear I will write you a letter of recommendation for the Birdfolk Council and make it worth your while.
Jungle question. Will demon set fire to place?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out, you see. I saw it in my visions, a big, lumbering, hulking thing made of flame. I just need reagents to make the vision clear, to get more answers. I fear that whatever caused the great calamity is related to Ashbarrow and what happened to it. Yes.
Jungle help find stuff.
Also, ma'am, what are the chances that this vision is pertaining to your eventual summoning of said possible demon? What if a demon is in your head giving you visions of it, summon it into your bedroom?
Nonsense. The Force calls for help, and I'm simply the conduit that it will serve to save it.
Jungle also says there was already fire, so...
Jungle got a good point.
The fire.
Do
probably
I
still
recall
spread.
the fire? Was I a child when it happened?
The Great Calamity
Trouble
happened
was-
sometime during your adult life, if you're that old, yes. Took out half the forest.
Do I remember what caused it?
Oh, fires. Forest fires.
You know what caused the fires?
Some
Can I just cheat?
Is this fraud?
God, the fire demon? Oh, of course, that guy.
I think that
Alright,
if Susan here still seeking answers, then you, young one, are sure to find them. With should you help me?
Oh, young, I'm so old.
I'm older.
Jungle
Bet.
Uncle. Bet?
Oh,
Trickle
I'm gonna
wants to know
collapse
what
in
you
like 4 years. Oh, but that's fine. What do you need?
Just a few things here and there. Specifically, let me look it up in my little booklet over here. Just you see her lifting through a book that is not the campaign settings.
Humblewood
Okay.
campaign.
Humblewood herbs and where to find them. Just swamp herbs and such. As well as a few plump green frogs, if you don't mind. Their spleens are an essential component in my little brew here.
Can we cook the rest?
Oh, you can do with it as you will. They are quite delicious, I assure you.
Chungo ready to eat.
Both of
frogs.
these reagents can be found about an hour's walk north from my hut, near a large pond wreathed in dense reeds. You can't miss it.
Chungo ready to go search for herbs. If anyone else has questions, go ahead.
Say, she looks toward Nevitz. Are you a member of the Avium? Those those robes look awfully, I'm sorry, pronunciation gets all funny when you live alone in the forest. Those robes,
Insulting
look, quite, exquisite. Very show-offy.
Yes, I am.
Well, do send them my love. I remember my days at the AVM years before. Of course, I was too prestigious for even the prestigious institute. Spurned by my desire for knowledge, I was rejected. But that set me on my path, and I don't regret it since. So, even self-taught masters of the Arcana can find their path in the forest. Do send them my love, though. I miss it a little bit.
Nevitz just like nods. Out of character, I'm like, that's kind of a weird flex, but okay.
I like him. She now speaks to the giant beetle by her side at her feet. He is nice. I like him too. Yes.
She got kicked out for summoning a demon.
No, allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly summoned a demon.
You can learn a lot of things from powerful natural forces and pacts made with powerful fays. Didn't see it in the way I saw it, but I learned many secrets in my day inaccessible to more traditional students. So, who's laughing now? I am. Haha.
I'm alone and live in a hut all by
Shut the
myself.
fuck up.
Alright, Chungo gets ready to go.
Don't worry, ma'am. I actually live in a hole. Very
Cool.
small.
Chungo thought you live in my barrel.
I do now, Chungo. His upgrade. Moving home. I crawl in the barrel.
Chungo's leaving barrel here because Chungo feels okay with leaving barrel here. Chungo
No,
does not
no.
think.
No,
Chungo doesn't
leave me
think she
to
can
go.
shovel.
On your-
Away.
On your adventures, if you happen to find any other roots or swamp lizards or chattail scales or anything else in the muck, do bring it. I can make use of anything provided by nature, and I, in return, can provide plenty of my own brews, potions and the like, poisons.
I want to scour the entire swamp for reagent.
Alright,
Good
Chungo
luck.
brings his barrel then.
Okay, the way it's gonna get work expedited is whoever wants to attempt this, go ahead and roll me like a survival check to see what you find in the
I have
brush
a
muck.
2
Chungo
survival.
is so good at survival.
So good. Cool.
Chungo
that's
is
one
not
failure.
good at survival.
Can Chungo get bonuses for having shovels?
Anybody else?
I got us a 12.
12. Amazing. This is happening. Okay, cool. Chungo, Pavo, and Ashling, roll me 1d4s, please.
Oh fuck.
Oh, wait, oh, wait.
What are we rolling, sorry?
Just a four-sided dice, a 1d4. Pavo, you find.
Chungo's headset died. Hold on. Hello? I'm back.
Yeah, you're here. Pavo, you find the shed tail of a swamp lizard. You don't manage to find any frogs. Chungo, you find a small scale of some sorts. It's about half the size of your palm. So I say small, but it's like
Big.
small in the sense.
Yeah.
Ashling, you find a feather covered in muck. Go ahead and add those items to your inventory.
You said a shit tail of a lizard?
Shed.
Shed.
Yes. As you come across the pond and you finally find frogs chasing them around with your survival checks, suddenly the ground around you begins to rumble as a chorus of croaking rings in your ears. A gigantic frog bursts from the pond, fixing you and your companions with a hungry gaze. As you all please be so kind to wait up on that initiative because I need to load the map. Because I didn't realize we were going to be in combat. But lo and behold, you failed it 3 times. Amazing. Just gonna spread you out. You're all scouring the swamp and shit.
Why are you guys so bad at this?
Nevit,
Why
shut
didn't
up.
you try, huh?
I should have tried. Nevit's being the lucky boy. Nothing bad happens to Nevit's.
Go ahead and roll
Nevitz is
initiative now.
closest to the frog.
Why am I the closest?
Nothing bad ever happens to Nevitz.
You hear him croak, this is for Diamond. Karma bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
God. He rolled a 16 too.
This is for Diamond. Chungo will save Nevitz. Chungo's gonna get eaten this game. Diamond. Bitch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Somebody did not roll initiative, I have a feeling.
Pavo and Aisling.
Click on your tokens before you roll initiative.
Okay, it was better this time.
Hey, we both got 18.
Time I rolled, even though I guess I forgot to click on my icon and it rolled like 8. So I'm happy
did it.
with the reroll.
Excuse me.
Is this Legend of Zelda?
It is. I know, just as the good music starts. We'll get there. Alright. Top of the order is Chungo or Ashling. You can decide which one goes first, because you're within the same
Yeah,
party.
higher decks.
Okay. I'll put you at
But I mean,
17.
I'm also a big boy, so.
That's,
Let Chuggo go first.
yeah?
Chungo has his barrel down because we were all putting the stuff in the barrel.
Yep.
So,
Sorry, it's just making me work by looking up barrel because I'm anal like that. Barrel.
there's a barrel. Sure. There's some weird music. Chungo gets between
You can
the
always put
big
on your
frog.
Own, you can
and
always put on your own music, Trent.
No. My music's terrible. Chungo brought his big beat stick because Chungo think big monster, big stick. So Chungo will swing with big stick. Why are Pokemon? Chungo picks up Nevitz's Pokemon and throws.
I mean, I'm gonna get copyright stricken like the fuck out, but yeah, don't care.
your normal-
11 just hits, yes. The giant.
Oh wow,
Open
Jungle.
the con.
Yeah. For Jesus Christ, 12 bludgeoning damage.
That's maximum damage.
Just smacking its vocal cords.
That's not maximum damage.
No.
It's like an uppercut hit too, because I ran in.
Ashling, to follow up.
Pokemon
I
music
have-
just pissed me off.
I have read.
Does it? Go on, sorry, I'm missing it. Just the frog's face.
He's music. He's like, hey, why you gotta do me like that?
So I go up to it and I go for, because I was behind the bush, so
Where the fuck did you go? Okay.
I'm not really, kind of
Inside
running,
of you.
not really running, you know, and I go for a bite to the jugular.
Okay.
Remember, you can't end your turn on top of me. Though.
You can attack from, but cannot end your turn on the same square as your ally. But yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that bite attack. Ashling uses bite.
That's kind of a sneak attack because I came from behind the
Easily
bush.
uses
It's a
bite.
sneak attack because you have a ally near
Why
you,
is
yes.
there hit music?
Because
happening
Ashling uses its bite.
You have a soundboard set up for this?
in- No.
I'm
this
that
is
good.
part of the song.
Oh, it's super effective. Roll for damage.
What did I do?
You
This?
click the bite. Yeah. Oh, it's a critical hit. No, it's really, but it hits. All right.
Stick
In
with it.
retaliation, Shango. It. Oh, why do I even try?
Wow, just miss.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not a wizard.
Yeah.
It really misses.
Well, there's that. It attempts to bite, but misses. Rollo, it's your turn. It's gonna just standing leap and just leap 20 feet away. Burp.
Is that proc or no?
Yeah.
Chunk will slap with them all.
Megan,
Chunk will crit with them all.
Oh!
I'm gonna get my journal.
Chungo deals 16 bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna open the jar of moths, live moths that I have in its face, and give it to it.
Oh, super distracted. It begins swallowing them wildly, chasing them into the swamp water, and then like running off into swamp water, having fed and been satisfied. Good combat.
Chungo has helped Nevitz.
thank you, Chunga. See,
Chungo wants to wipe.
Aw, I didn't get to taste any blood today. What a
That's creepy sounding. Good thing Chungo always does non-lethal damage.
Megan, real quick. Are you there?
The character's name.
I'm talking to her out of character.
Then you have to talk in a weird accent so we know it's out of character.
Yeah, how come you're not doing a kid voice for Nevitz?
What a kid was.
I was about to say an insult.
She just dipped after the fight ended.
What?
Oh,
She's...
You're trying to talk to me?
yes.
Oh, there goes the internet again.
No, it says that it says the connection's good.
As the robot said otherwise.
Well, I just wanted to mention that you're attacking and doing damage with your strength modifiers. I think you should be using Dex as a rogue, unless you want to use strength. That's...
I didn't set it up. Tom set up my board for me.
Yes, but your character is.
I just clicked the
responsibility.
buttons.
I don't have a bite.
I can help you fix it after the session, but your character sheet is your responsibility, not mine. I can't be responsible for 5 people. I have my NPCs to prepare and such. I can give you a hand, however, after the session if you want. I believe I can't look it up right now because I have my one book in my hands and not the PHP. But I do believe a whip is a finesse weapon, so you can use either your strength or your dexterity.
But I don't think bite.
Bite is a strength
Yeah.
attack. Yes.
My whip is functioning on strength. Should it be functioning on dex?
If you wish it to be, yes, because it is a finesse weapon, you can pick either or. And
Which
I think,
stats are higher?
Yeah, I
Strength.
think they're
I want it on dex because dex is way better.
right. Yeah.
Can we do with the damage is dex? I think it's...
oh.
There should be like a drop down that you
Oh,
can
no.
choose.
What type of damage does it do? Slashing, I guess?
It is on
think
Dex right now. It's on Dex right now. Yep.
Does a whip deal slashing?
It's on your dexterity modifier. What?
D&D.
What?
5.
A whip deals slashing damage.
Whip damage type. Slashing.
Mhm.
Just because I wanted to make it Tom mad, because that I still looked it up while he said it.
I couldn't care less.
They get it.
Jungle picks up his
Anything
barrel.
else I need to put on here?
No, I've taken a look and you're pretty good. I'll say good job, guys. For expedition's sake, if you are still looking for those frog spleens, there's plenty of frogs in the swamp you may find along with the other Mokk reagents you found already. Enough for you to bring them back to Susan, should you wish to do so.
Let's go summon a demon.
She congratulates you on and muses how lucky she is to have you in her presence and perhaps in future experimentations. She will save that which she doesn't use, the reagents that you found through the swamp. I have noted those. Before drawing the curtains throughout her cabin. Let me just load the map for this. Boop. There we are. Back we are. Susan draws the curtains on her windows. The only light source in the hut is the eerie green glow that emanates from the mixture of bubbling liquid in the large snail shell cauldron. Susan adds the final ingredients. First, the herbs, which burn as they are incorporated into the mixture, which causes Susan to cackle with delight, while Normal, her little beetle, clicks its mandibles cheerily. "Oh, great spirits, heed my call," Susan intones as she adds the frog spleens. "Rise and grant me the vision and wisdom I seek." The ritual ends with a flash, and a whoosh of air whips the curtains open. After a moment of trepidation, something pink and fuzzy climbs out of the cauldron, spilling the ritual mixture everywhere. Susan begins to ask the demon a flurry of questions. At first, the demon seems uninterested and is unresponsive to Susan's inquiries. Suddenly, it attacks. Nevets again, because you're like the closest thing to
What? Oh my
roll
God.
initiative again.
For fuck's sakes.
Now you know how I felt when I was always in the fucking place at the wrong time.
Oh my god, why is it so fucking cute?
Aw.
Hold on, do I have a bigger picture of it?
Oh my god, please, the biggest picture you have of that cute little fucking abomin. Oh my god.
It's got one leg.
Caroline, look at this one-legged fucking freak. Yeah.
Does it just have one leg? Tell me this.
Yeah, it just looks at you with the look that says, "I'm a mistake."
I'll pick it
Yo,
up.
Susan, what do you need from this thing?
Behaving confused and feral. The attacker just lashes out. I don't need to read this shit. Roll for initiative. Alright. I can act out a lesser demon. I don't need a guide.
Joe's gonna pick that thing up and cuddle it.
Roll me for grasp. What it was called.
Can I do that right now? Is this
I'm rolling.
ambush?
It's not an ambushing. You saw it come up. I'm just rolling initiative for it.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at them speedy boys.
I think everybody rolled right. Let me see here in descending order.
Except for Susan.
Oh, Susan's too busy asking it like an array of questions all the while.
Okay.
You're beating it. Oh wait, hold up. We need music.
Why are we Pokemon battling again?
Because you said my music is weird, so like I was like,
It was fine.
fine.
Go back
Okay,
to the chanting people.
Aisling, it's your turn first.
So we've determined this thing is bad.
What you
We're
going-
fighting it.
It's feral. It looks confused. It's slashing out. It stinks.
Well, if it's slashing, I'm gonna use my my short sword and kind of like do some, what are the terms? Parrying and some slashing and some piercing. Do that since I'm right in front of it, so not a sneak attack. Not a sneak attack.
It is a sneak attack because you have a Nevet's looking mighty delicious right beside it. So
But is a sneak attack?
yeah, as long as you have allies near you when you're attacking it, or rather allies within its melee range, you have allies distracting it. Sneak attack is a very, it's an umbrella term, and it's more like you find opportunity for like a precise strike. Note it. With a combination of parries and slashes, you bleed it. As it begins lashing out at you and scraping the tip of your sword. Pavo, Rod, what do you do?
Okay, Pavo Red really wants one of its horns, and will do everything in his power to obtain one.
I don't know what to make you rule for that. What do you do?
I'd like to jump off of Nevet's head and katana strike at its horn.
Do you have a katana?
Do it,
Ah.
dude.
Cane
have a
sword,
weave.
jump attack, go! Phew. Oh, that's a longbow. Short sword. That's better. 21.
That hits.
9 piercing damage to the horn.
Where do you land?
I land behind it.
Neat. You both, you and Aisling, you smell this foul odor emitting from this demon. This poisonous cloud of gas that fills the room. It keeps spreading out, first hitting your nostrils. Can I get you both, you, Aisling, and you, Pavo, to make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
That's an 8.
You suck it. You begin retching and reeling. What does that mean? Just as retching and reeling.
I
Probably stunned or something.
am kid like convulsing.
No, it's
or
literally
something.
Trent. I'm not kidding. Just says retching and reeling. Like,
I'm like throwing
Yeah.
up.
Isn't that like a poison state or whatever?
oh, it's just an okay. No, it's just it spends its turn reeling. Okay, whatever. I'll just do it in.
Yeah, so it's like it's done.
Yeah. Okay. Chungo.
Can I go here and like push Nevet sideways?
Sure thing. You're just gonna roll me that Constitution saving throw against that retching stench. As you push Nevitz away, Nevitz, do you resist? I'm gonna take that as a no. Yeah. You managed
Does
to
an
resist
11?
the stench. Yep. 11 does
I
it.
want to like.
Jesus.
Oh Jesus Christ! What's happening?
Something is actually dying over there.
The baby's going crazy.
Megan, say something so we know that you didn't like snap your neck. Oh no.
Mega's
Oh no, Megan.
Oh, you're good. All right.
Did I just make? Did I just make like a? Did I just make a gore film? Oh, thank God she's alive. Okay.
So it just looks like confused and angry.
Yeah, it's just slashing out, feral and wild and stinking and whatnot.
Chungo angry when Chungo hungry. I'm gonna bend down and pull out rations and throw them at the ground near him.
Oh, you see it begin reaching for the rations. And its turn. It claws at the ration, shredding into bits and pieces, speaking a language that is almost incoherent to your ears, and what is coherent is ununderstandable, for it is abyssal.
I look at Susan.
It makes one attack at rations and one attack at. I'm gonna roll dice. You look at Susan. Susan is still asking you questions.
It just talked. Are you getting answers, Susan?
Pavel, it scrapes your ankle for 7 slashing damage.
What did it roll?
15.
All I see is a 1d3.
I know, because
Fine.
I
It's
don't want.
hiding rolls, dude.
I don't want
Pavo,
to. Yeah.
Pavo reels back in pain.
If I have to fix every single monster's rule, it's gonna take time out of combat, and I just want.
7, yeah?
Yep.
Pavo is upset that his foot's almost cut off.
Rollo.
I tend to calm it down.
Bye.
I don't know. Calm it down.
Roll me a persuasion check as you attempt to diplomatically end combat by calming it down. With the combination of Chungo's help and rations, as it begins to stuff its mouth, you see it becomes less and less irrational and feral and more calm in its nature. Looking around and seeing that it doesn't want to die this day, it leaps out the window, and instead of fighting on, as its instincts tell it to, it leaps out the window. If you let it go, it will disappear into the woods.
What window did it jump out of?
This one.
Can I make a reaction to try to grab it? By
You
the ankle?
certainly can.
What do I roll?
It's like athletics, just to
I
see if
think.
you can grab it hard enough before it wriggles out.
Can I also try?
Sure.
I rolled the 22. I would assume that's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pavarot grabs
I'm
it by
gonna
the
do it
scruff.
just to try to beat him. Damn it.
All right.
Don't
I have a hold of its leg. Yo, dude, chill. Can I shove my pipe in its mouth?
What?
Give it weed.
I'm gonna give you one
Show
action
him.
per turn as Nevitz. You can decide what to do on your turn.
Nevitz, shove my pipe in its mouth.
Take his pipe and put it in.
Or are you gonna feed Kid Coke instead?
We're gonna get it high on weed.
Is that a wait? Is that a free action? To interact with an object?
I think if someone's giving it to you, probably.
I mean, if you're trying to do something so specific as to take pipe, shove pipe, and I make you roll for it, then it's gonna be a full action, yes.
Okay.
As you hold your breath, attempting not to retch from the stench, go ahead and roll me a, I don't know, like it's like sleight of hand at this point if you're trying to like shove pipe into demons.
I believe in you. Do it. Give this thing weed.
I might use faded here.
You already did.
No, he
No, I
has
didn't.
never used it yet.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
He got the 17 and said he wasn't gonna use it.
We're using it. Faded. Fuck.
It swallows the entire pipe. You hear it gulp down. It doesn't even chew the pipe. It keeps wriggling and writhing in your hands, Pablo.
Now it'll digest the weed.
You see its pupils begin to dilate.
Yes.
Is it calming down at all?
Slowly, it begins to calm down. Hold on. One Constitution save. I rolled an 11. It slowly begins calming down. This mistake.
Cuddle it and pet. It's cute and pink. You just don't look at the eyes and the fact that there's some kind of yellow foul smell coming from the mouth, but it's cute otherwise.
Yeah.
How?
It's pink.
So sad.
Pet its head while it's calming down.
Slowly, it stops spasming and
I'm
Give it
like
some rations because it probably has some
like
munchies.
toddler like bear hug. Like have it sit on my lap. And
tell me what you want for Christmas. What is this campaign?
It's a nice wholesome campaign where we give.
I'll like hum like a lullaby to it to keep it calm.
I mean, if the weed wasn't gonna work, I asked Pavo to give it the mushroom juice.
As it settles and minutes
No,
pass,
it's
the drugs takes full effect.
Don't feed it more weird things.
This vexing, eager to sow creature, sow discord that is, just becomes super docile. So, I'm tired.
I was like, Sow is a pig, dude.
Yeah. This sow-looking sowing creature becomes very docile. And just kind of chills there. You can see the smoke still coming from within its nostrils and within its mouth, just as the pipe still smokes within its gut.
You can just see the smoke coming out of his nostrils.
Yeah. Well, also, this was a success, says Susan.
Did you get any answers?
No, I just kept screaming, don't hit me, over and over again, and then now it's just not saying anything. I guess I'll just sort of write a list on a piece of paper and just let it read it when it's calmed down, and I'll keep it in one of me cages, and yeah. I wasn't even expecting it to, like, appear so one-legged and broken.
Are you doing animal handling for the demon?
I mean, it's not resisting. If there's zero chance of failure, I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
It's just like ragdoll cat.
Yeah.
Just pick it up. And
Not my finest art of summoning work, I would say. It's but I'll make the best out of this fumble attempt of mine.
You know what that means? Just hotbox your house every time you do one of these, and it should work out pretty well.
Noted.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Speaking of noting.
Yes. Go on, bridge that.
We need a demon horn.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
What do you need it for?
Do you like being alive?
I mean, like, relatively, yeah. It's popping, yeah.
But somebody doesn't like you being you, and we like you being you, and would like to keep you.
Well, you know what they
being
say, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, and kill.
They don't say that, but sure.
Oh yeah, Magistrate wants you dead.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, more importantly, we'll accept horn of proof of death. I asked, why take horn when you could take head? And he said, that's barbaric. I'm like, but better proof of death. And he's like, bah.
I do have this. I don't think the creature in your hands will give you its horn willingly, and I think that's kind of brutal to take away its horns. I mean, it is a living thing. Humble. I could give you this sentimental old thing, and she points toward the shell hanging at her hip.
Yes.
That
would suffice in securing your security.
I mean, it's better than being dead.
Is it just a seashell?
This whole thing? She kind of laughs, holding up a horn amulet. It's just my ocarina. She demonstrates by placing the horn to her lips and playing a few notes. I used to study music at the college. Takes me back.
You guys know if the magistrate used to study music at the college?
What? I generally not hear what you say.
What if he just wants your Macarena?
I mean, if you hand this to him,
he was kind of hard on cash.
Yeah, if you just hand this to him, tell him I'm dead, I suppose I'll work and he'll leave me alone, and if everybody in the room agrees to keep this our little secret that I'm still out and about.
Sure.
I don't even know who you are. Sounds good.
Do you have 10 gold?
Nevitz, you're on thin ice, you little bastard.
I don't really have much in terms of money, but using the ingredients you covered, I am more than willing to give you a few potions of mine, free of charge.
And dinner.
Sure.
And dinner.
That's the part Jungle cares about.
Yeah, you have those frogs still? I can cook those right up.
I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
shed tail of a lizard.
I can use that. In fact,
Jungle
I
has big
have this
skill.
book in my possession here. It is an ingredient book, you see. Mixing any two ingredients found within these woods, I can conjure all matters of potions. Oil of sickness, oil of slipperiness, resistance potions, featherfall potions, animal friendship potions, greater healing potions. All you all need
Jungle
is...
has this
Oh,
big scale.
what can you actually get with the shit you got? Let me just see here. Small scale, lizards, covered Mokk. I have the recipe book in my hand. We can discuss this over roleplay chat. I think at 8:43 I'm gonna call it a session from here, and we can pick up next week. Anyway, this is a good place to spot. But yeah, pretty much with in order to repay her debt, so to speak, for your help, she's willing to craft you these potions using certain reagents. More complicated potions require more rare reagents found throughout the swamp, the forest, and such. And you can always come back to this place to trade with her.
Nevitz was asking for the gold for his silence, but potions is fine.
If she doesn't have any gold,
Have money.
she lives off the land, and I mean, like,
Hey,
she trusts you enough to, yeah.
I'll show you silence. Come here.
Why are you so mean?
No, it's alright. Come here.
Crotchety old man.
Come here, Nevitz. Come here. You little.
Jungle go and get in the way of this.
No, Jungle. Let the child approach.
No.
No.
Nevitz, I have a shiny for you. Will you be quiet?
So are you gonna wait until he poops out the
Let's see.
your weed
I
pipe?
have a second weed pipe.
Do
Do you have a
demons
second weed pipe?
I pull out my second weed pipe.
Do demons?
It turns out to be my map case. It's
Pablo.
convertible into a weed pipe.
Pavo, I'm gonna make you the most amazing weed for you to smoke. I promise.
You know what? I have just a thing for you
Wholesome.
because you are my friend Nevitz. Come here.
Look at her. Look at the way
I
she's
don't believe
positioned
you.
in front of a cage, and she's like, yeah, yes,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
yeah, soft.
I like how her
demon.
hands are like, ooh.
yeah. Ooh.
I like how her name is Susan. What a name.
Yeah.
What a YouTube owner.
What?
Fucking lady of YouTube, Susan.
Okay.
She's a bitch.
Okay.
Wow.
Your videos never
Hot
getting
take,
on
Trent.
YouTube. It's not even a hot take. Yeah.
Can we talk about how, like, the name of her beetle is called Normal?
What?
Her beetle.
It's called normal.
Normal. Yeah.
Sure, it's not Norman, and you're like.
No,
having a
it's.
seizure?
I looked it up. I'm not stupid.
Whack.
Yeah.
What does possibly having a stroke have to do with being stupid? I'm concerned for you.
Norman.
Why is it so big?
Because it's a huge beetle.
Holy fuck! It did not look that big in the picture.
No, that's just like one of the many creatures she speaks to. Because hedges can speak to animals.
Oh wait, so was that
Oh.
demon just screaming "Don't hit me! Don't hit me!" the entire time?
Yes.
What? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, dude. The demon who
I
wasn't
don't know,
supposed
we-
to live? I'll figure it out by next session.
We gave it weed.
Nevitz gave it weed. My weed.
You told me to.
Yeah. Yes.
Just say
Did-
yes. Just accusatory yes.
Oh, yes, Nevitz, you like shiny things, right?
You already have a bat.
I'll give you.
Susan, can we keep it for Fluffy?
Can we keep what?
10 what?
It's hers. It's her pet.
I'll give you 10 shiny spheres, Nevitz, in exchange for your silent.
Wait, spheres? Spheres
Yes,
of what?
spheres. Spheres of shiny.
Speaking of spheres, before you all go, Chungo or Trent, you want to share what you found last session? Just so everybody
Oh,
knows.
right.
Yeah, what we have in our inventory.
It's a nest amulet. So whenever we set up for Betty Bye times when we're traveling, we can activate it and it makes this little tree platform. Like it grows a tree and then puts a platform on top of it and we can sleep up there.
Is it reusable?
Yeah.
Wow,
think-
I love it. I love it.
And it still uses my tents, so fuck you guys for not grabbing tents. You're
I
welcome.
literally have a barrel to sleep in.
You can sleep in a fucking
It's
tent.
still Trent's barrel.
Well, it's still something I'm sleeping in, so...
Oh.
You have to put flare in there. It'd be really cool if you could like add your flare to like on my shoulder in my little portrait. That'd be so cute.
It'd work.
was it Brandon that was doing the cool photoshops last campaign?
What?
I would say we could ask Brandon to Photoshop